Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're checking out the awesome and the magnificent ENGL Special Edition Founders Edition. This brand new 5-channel tube amplifier is absolutely insane. So let's dive in and start with the sound demo using my ESP LTD NW44 through the lead 1 channel. Check it out. Oh man, that sounds insane. So the folks from ENGL sent me this amplifier to try out. Before they sent this to me, they sent this to a guy named Ola, and to be honest, it smells a little bit funny. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to send this amplifier back to the folks at ENGL right now, but hopefully in the future, they'll send me another one to make more videos for you guys, because this amp is just amazing. So the Special Edition Founders Edition is a 5-channel tube amplifier. It's a 100 watt amplifier, and this particular one has EL34s in the power section, but you can also use 6L6 tubes. And this amplifier has tone shaping options aplenty. And it looks really pretty too. It's a really gorgeous looking amplifier. So we have a clean channel, a crunch channel, a lead 1 and a lead 2 channel, as well as the special tube driver channel. Now the tube driver channel is interesting. What it does is it sort of bypasses all the main components in the amplifier to give you the most pure tube tone possible. And the controls for that specific channel are on the back of the amplifier. Let's take a quick look at all the controls of the amplifier. On the left, we have the gain controls for all the channels, as well as the tube driver channel selector and the TD-EQ switch. I'm not sure what that switch does, but I think that it enables the tube driver but without the gain stages, so just the EQ of that channel basically. Now the tube driver is a cool channel. It sounds very pure indeed, but it's not like a high gain channel. It's more of a sort of crunch or driven overdrive tone basically. The clean and crunch channels have a gain boost option, and the lead channels have a high gain switch. With the high gain switch off, the lead channels are basically crunch channels, but with that switch on, you get very nice and saturated high gain tones. And then we have 2 shared EQ sections. An EQ section for the clean and crunch channels on top with individual treble controls for each channel, a mid shift and a bright voicing option as well. And the EQ for the lead channels also has individual treble controls, which is handy because the lead 2 channel is a little bit darker by default, so with those controls you can really balance the channels out basically. We also have a contour and mid-edge button, and those affect the voicing of the mid-range of the lead channels. Basically making the amp more mid-focused in 2 different ways, which is great for lead playing and classic rock and stuff like that. Then we have the reverb level controls for both the clean and crunch channels, as well as for the lead channels. And also volume controls for each channel with the channel selector switches there as well. Then 2 selectable presence controls and 2 master volume controls, and those are also selectable. A depth boost switch, the mega low punch switch, switches for the effects loops, a modern or classic voicing option, reverb bypass, noise gate bypass, and a write copy control for storing the sounds. On the back we have the MIDI ports, a MIDI in and a MIDI through port, as well as foot switch jacks, the noise gate threshold control, and again the noise gate on this amplifier is excellent as with all the ENGL amplifiers. And then we have 3 effects loops, the serial loop, as well as 2 parallel loops with dry-wet controls. The tube driver channel controls with level, a contour switch, and a 3-band EQ, as well as the sensitivity control, which is kind of like a gain control basically, and various speaker outs. So this amp has a lot of stuff, but it's all very useful to be honest. Nothing in this amplifier is redundant. So in the intro you already heard the lead 1 channel with my ESP LTD NW44 with the bare knuckle aftermath pickup. What a great tone that was. And for that tone the high gain switch was on, as well as the depth punch and the mega low punch, and the noise gate was on as well. Sounded great. Now let's also see how the other channels sound, and we're going to start with a clean tone. And by the way, for all the clips in this video, the amp is being fed into my RedSeven Amplification Amp Central reactive load, and then into various OwnHammer IRs from the Rockbox series, and the cabinet IRs that I'm using will be noted during the segments. Of course, for the clean tones, we're going through the clean channel, and the guitar that I'm going to use is my ESP LTD Phoenix-7 Deluxe with the Fishman Moderns. On the neck pickup, which is the Alnico pickup on the active voicing. The bright switch will be turned on, the depth boost as well, and I'm also going to dial in some reverb. Let's check it out. Wonderful. As with all the other ENGL amplifiers, the clean tones are beautiful. And what I also like about the ENGL clean channels is that there is some gain on tap as well, so you can also get some crunch tones. Now let's go ahead and move to the crunch channel with my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s with the Duncan JB in the bridge, just for some nice classic crunch tones. The gain boost, mid switch, and depth punch switches will be on, and I'm also going to dial in a little bit of reverb, just a little bit. And the noise gate will be on as well. Okay, let's take a listen. Check it out. another great tone. Really organic sounding and just very pleasing. Like everything about this amplifier just sounds so pleasing and awesome and so very well balanced, but with a great attitude and great feel too. Now back to the high gain stuff. So you already heard the lead 1 channel in the intro, and we'll listen to that channel again in a minute with a different type of guitar. But first, let's go to the lead 2 channel. For a nice and fat and chunky big rock tone with my ESP LTD EC1000T in charcoal burst with the Fishman Fluence classic open core bridge pickup on the hot rodded humbucker voicing. The high gain, depth punch and noise gate switches will be turned on. Let's take a listen. That channel also sounded really good. Damn, this amplifier is so good. Now, I'm not a lead player, I'm a rhythm player, but if you are a lead player, chances are that you're going to use the lead 2 channel for your leads and your solos, and then the lead 1 channel for your rhythm guitars. But there are no rules, of course, because as you heard, the lead 2 channel also sounds excellent for rhythm guitar. Now let's go back to the lead 1 channel for a more downtuned guitar. My ESP LTD Phoenix-7 Baritone 7-string guitar with the Fishman Fluence modern pickup on the passive voicing this time. Very similar settings as the intro track. It's also the same channel, but this time I'm going to turn off the mega low punch control for a little bit more of a tighter low end response. Okay, check it out. Oh man, that's just the perfect high gain metal and rock tone right there. Really cool. I'm very impressed. All the tones in this demo so far have been absolutely stellar and awesome. And yeah, it's basically the perfect amplifier. I don't know what else to say. What I'm going to do now is loop some riffs and then try all the channels and try all the controls so you guys can get a feel for how the amp reacts and how all the controls affect the tone. And I'm going to use some riffs that I recorded with my Gibson Les Paul Custom. And what I'll also do is very briefly turn on the tube driver so you can kind of hear the difference between the normal channels and the tube driver channel. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, that was the wonderful, the amazing, and the stellar ENGL Special Edition Founders Edition amplifier. What a beast. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. It pains me that I'm going to have to send this beauty back, but hopefully I'll get one in the future to show you guys what else this amplifier has to offer, because I love this thing. There's so much to discover with this amplifier, and it's so versatile. I'm definitely very impressed. So yeah, it's an amazing amplifier. It's stunning. I have absolutely no negative things to say about this thing. Honestly, it's perfect. That's all for this video. Thanks to the guys at ENGL for sending this over to me to try out. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this amplifier. And also please drop a like and subscribe because that really helps the channel out. I'd really appreciate it. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.